So my name is Robert Griffiths and I am a principal consultant at ScottLogic. So the cloud strategy is an interesting piece of work that really should be high on your agenda when considering a move, not just in investment or retail banking, but in any industry. You really do need to make sure that the strategy that you adopt for cloud is actually aligned with and supports your business strategy. That's the key driver, of course, of the business strategy. So making sure that your cloud strategy aligns to that and helps support it in achieving the goals of the business is where you should be headed. And some of the things that I think have a high place in the ranking order of content for strategy would be your ability to be agile, and not just in the way of working, but the fluidity with which you can change your direction. Another thing to consider is to have transparency regarding the costs that you use. So it isn't always about the cost savings, and I almost never say that cloud is going to be a cheaper option, at least not in the first instance, but it will give you much better transparency, and that should feature highly on your cloud strategy. For retail banking, some of the key considerations that you need to at least think about very highly would be security, because you're looking after people's data and money. Clearly, that's very important to everybody. But availability of your service and its reliability. I'm sure everyone who watches this will remember some high street bank or other, whether it was theirs or somebody else's, that had an outage, and there have been several, and they are high-profile incidents when they happen, and no one wants to be the CEO or CIO of a particular institution with that happening under their watch. Cloud-enabled and cloud-native journey is something that's probably right for most people. I say hedging my bets a lot, but in general, you should always have a look to see if cloud can give you the benefits that you seek for your business. Harking back to some of my earlier comments about being supportive of the business transformation requirements and your business growth needs, that's where you should be focusing your attention. And if that means it's right for you, then it is. I suspect there are a few niche cases, very specific requirements which can't, at least yet, be met by cloud. And those particular niche areas could well be a candidate for waiting a little while. But yeah, I think at least 95% should be ready for cloud adoption. So you can, of course, just do the lift and shift model, but that is kind of like having a dog and barking yourself. In my humble opinion, it's not worth it. The real power of the cloud is when you move to the higher functions, so the platform level or the servicey level type stuff, or the software as a service itself. As you head up that pyramid, you cede more control to the cloud vendor, but the more you learn to cede control and the happier you become with that, then the fewer things you have to worry about in terms of your architecture. The cloud adoption journey is continuous. You never stop, you never get off the conveyor belt, you keep on going. There's always something new in the cloud for you to explore. There could be a new way for you to do some things that you found a very clever way to do using previous cloud technologies, but now it's available as a service. Why wouldn't you change? In fact, you should change. It's going to be cheaper for you, probably, rather than running your own estate. There's a whole raft of things, and cloud moves at a pace that is staggering. Other things to remember on that adoption journey: identity, for example. On-premises world, who cares? If you've got the right creds and you're within the firewall, you're in, it's fine. Yes, it's a bit more detailed than that, but that's basically it. But in the cloud world, the identity, that's your crown jewels. This is your token that gets you into only the places you need to be. So thinking about how to do security properly in the cloud is a very, very complex beast. And in many cases, most firms will need expert help, which is where ScottLogic can step in with their control plane security partners if needed for some additional heft. We can help you with all of that, and thinking about how different the on-prem development experience is and the cloud development experience. Identity being probably the gnarliest.